Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at whether or not the Los Angeles Chargers could sign wide receiver Davante Adams. But before we get into that topic, I want to hear from you guys, Chargers fans and Green Bay fans. Do you want to see Davante Adams go up and sign in LA with the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen? Comment down below. But getting into the topic, obviously, a couple disclaimers. There's a lot of speculation this is going to happen. I'm basing this off of Davante Adams tweeting out to just everyone on his Twitter. He said, I just want to remind you all that if me and Keenan Allen were on the same team, we would go for 300 yards a game. Clearly, that's just fun and speculation, and Davante Adams is under contract with the Packers, so the Chargers would not be able to make a move on him until 2022. So I understand this video. You might say it's clickbait and it's too stupid and too far away to predict. But to me, anytime a player at the number one position in the NFL makes any type of speculation or any type of hints that they could play elsewhere, I think it is at least worth talking about. And others might say, well, this might be a persuasion to bring Keenan Allen to Green Bay, not Davante Adams to LA. To me, yeah, that is a possibility. But Keenan Allen signed an extension with the Chargers recently. He's under contract for 2, 3, 4 more years. He's not going anywhere. He loves LA. He loves Justin Herbert. And with I don't want to say the craziness going on in Green Bay, but how Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are just on a borderline eggshells type of relationship, I think it's more likely Davante Adams to leave because of the relationship in Green Bay and because of him being a free agency much more quickly than Keenan Allen. But looking at whether or not this is even possible, Chargers next year is expected to, according to Over the Cap, to have between $60 and $70 million in cap space. That sounds like sign him today. We got plenty of money, but the Chargers will have a couple. They don't want to invest all in Davante Adams. They have a couple guys they'll be losing as well. Derwin James will be up by then, and they got to decide, do they want to give him an extra year? Do they want to sign him to a big deal? We have to see more from Derwin James, arguably the number one safety in the NFL, but arguably the number one safety that gets hurt more than anyone else. So the Chargers have to decide how they want to invest him. They'll get a better idea seeing how he plays and if he's healthy this year, but still it will be a question mark for the following offseason. Mike Williams as well. Probably the Chargers' number 2 receiver. That's definitely probably easily understood. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. He's on a fifth-year option right now, but in the following year, Chargers got to make a move on him, franchise tag him, re-sign him, extend him, whatever it is. That will be a question mark as well. Do they want to put the money in him and Davante Adams? Or if they look at Davante Adams, do they no longer need Mike Williams? And you have to understand, even if the Chargers do have $60 to $7 million, Davante Adams, like I said, it's pretty, I don't want to say easily said, he's arguably the number 1 receiver in the NFL, if not top 2, top 3. If you want to go D-Hop, then Davante Adams, or D-Hop, Stephon Diggs, Davante Adams, whatever your order is, a healthy Julio Jones, a healthy Michael Thomas, there's no way Davante Adams isn't in your top 2, top 3. To me, he's number 1 right now, but whatever your debate is on where he's at, he's expected to make the biggest contract and become the highest paid receiver in the NFL. And receivers are already making $20 million roughly. That's what Keenan Allen got extended to. Amari Cooper's making $20 million. Michael Thomas making $20 million. Davante Adams, he's going to be due from anywhere from $20 to up to probably $25 million. So even if the Chargers miraculously do have $60 to $7 million in free agency in 2022, a freaking 40% of that would go towards Davante Adams. Of your $60 million, $25 million is going towards a receiving position. And I'm not going to say it's not worth it. I mean, if you have a rookie quarterback in Justin Herbert, you want to be aggressive as soon as you can while he's on a rookie deal, and you give him type of weapons between Keenan Allen and Davante Adams. I do think they could go 300 yards a game, and then you got Austin Eckler out of the backfield. You still have decent receivers up and coming, Tyron Johnson, Jalen Guyton. So if I'm the Chargers, I'm at least considering it. I mean, clearly Davante Adams mentioned Keenan Allen. He didn't mention anyone else. He didn't mention, me and DK would go for 300 yards. He didn't mention me and Julio Jones. He didn't mention me and Mike Evans, me and DeAndre Hopkins. He said Keenan Allen. So to me, I'm not saying it's obvious this would be the one team he'd go to over Green Bay, but he didn't just pick Keenan Allen for no reason. I think they'd be obviously open to teaming up, but do the Chargers want to spend all that money? Like I said, they got to worry about Derwin James, Mike Williams, and in the following years, do they want to maybe pay the money to someone else? Do they want to get a different receiver? Maybe they don't want to drop the bag on Davante Adams. Maybe they want to go with a top receiver, but not the number 1. Maybe an Allen Robinson after his franchise tag. Maybe a Chris Godwin after his franchise tag. Still a top receiver, and you're going to pay him receiver number 1 money, but you're not paying him the highest receiver in the NFL with Davante Adams. Or maybe you keep Mike Williams, keep Keenan Allen, keep Austin Eckler, and put the money elsewhere, help out Joey Bosa, and get Chandler Jones, who will be a free agent off the Arizona Cardinals. Not saying Chandler won't re-sign, but I'm just saying the Chargers have other options. in the secondary. Say they re-sign Derwin James. Michael Davis is looking like a great number 2 guy. Chris Harris Jr. still got a little bit of gas left in the tank, but you can't ask Michael Davis and Chris Harris Jr. to be the number 1. Maybe you want to go out there and sign Stephon Gilmore, who will be a free agent. And a lot of this will be answered in this upcoming NFL draft. Maybe they'll draft a corner in there, and they don't have to worry about that. They'll sign Derwin James. They got a number 1 corner, J.C. Horn, or maybe they'll draft the next best pass rusher in the NFL. Maybe they'll pick up, I don't know, Gregory Rousseau in the second round. I think that's out of this world, and he's not going to fall that far, and I don't think the Chargers are looking at him, but I'm just saying a lot of these question marks will be answered in the NFL draft. Maybe Brandon Staley will take the current roster of Kenneth Murray, Jerry Tillery, Joey Bosa, and be just fine with this front 7 and this pass rush. Excuse me. In the secondary, will be just fine with the healthy Derwin James, and maybe Brandon Staley can up Michael Davis to a number 1 corner, or maybe they'll take a Asante Samuel Jr. in the second round, and they don't need to worry about who they're going to address in free agency in the following season, and they can dedicate all their focus to Davante Adams. But of course, is it possible? I don't know. I mean, if the Packers go on to win the Super Bowl this year, there's a good chance Davante Adams wanted to go for a repeat and go back with Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones and keep that triple threat, that great trio. That might be the best trio in the NFL, arguably, between Aaron Rodgers, top 2 quarterback, Aaron Jones, top 7 running back, Davante Adams, top 2 receiving core or receiver. Davante Adams might look at that, and even if they don't win the Super Bowl, maybe they go to another NFC Championship, they might look at it and go, we have the foundation, we just need to make it click. He might not want to leave Green Bay, and he might re-sign with them. I'm not sure, and not saying the Chargers will be bad, but if they have a below 500 season, Brandon Staley isn't the guy. He might look at Green Bay. I got an NFC Championship, Super Bowl caliber team. I'm not going to go to a Chargers team where the coach didn't pan out and Brandon Staley and they went below 500. Excuse me. Not saying that will happen, but anything is possible, and that's why this video has a lot of speculation to it, because we just don't know. It's a year from now. The 2021 offseason isn't even done yet, let alone worrying about the 2022. So I know, excuse me, for some of you viewing, this might be a stupid video, but to me, I think it's just cool to talk about a number 1 receiver, possibly talking about switching teams and putting up 300 yards a game with a guy he seemingly likes in Keenan Allen. My overall consensus, though, could we see the Chargers sign him? Wow. Yes. But we just don't know yet. We don't know how Brandon Staley will be. We don't know how the draft will work with the Chargers. We don't know where they want to put their money. We don't know with the Packers how they will perform this year. So to me, could they sign him? Yes. But do I think it will happen at the end of the day? Damn. No, I do not. I'd love to see it happen, and I'd love to see the Chargers get the number 1 receiver, and you got Keenan Allen, and that would be a Super Bowl roster if you sign Adams and Keenan Allen. But I just don't see it happening. It's just too much speculation, too far in the future. But maybe when things fall more into place, it could come together. Brandon Staley is the guy that got the secondary address. Who knows? I can't wait to see it. I would love to see it, but I don't think it'll happen. But I want to hear from you guys, Packers fans and Chargers fans. Do you think it'll happen? Do you think if he went to LA, they'd be a Super Bowl team? Do you think it's even possible? Whatever your thoughts are, I want to hear them down below. Again, I want it to happen. I think it'd be cool to happen, but I don't think it will happen. But again, thank you for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. Comment down your thoughts. 2 in the morning.